So she's the newest Reform MP, and she won that seat in the by-election. And she has been quite controversial. And I think she sort of let her hair down in an interview here. And let's have a look at what she said.
I think Stuart's absolutely right. Drives me mad when I see adverts full of black people, full of Asian people, full of, people that basically are anything.
What's wrong with that, Sarah? What's wrong with that?
Well, it doesn't reflect our society, and I feel that your average white person, average white family is like I agree with you, Stuart, not represented anymore in TV.
There are lots of white people on television, Sarah, or they're not. There are lots of white people. There are lots of white men. There are lots of white women.
We're talking about adverts, and how many times do you look at a TV advert and you think there's not a single white person on it?
Yeah, and she then went on to say it's all done by arty-farty people in London. What do you think, actually?
See, the second part of her interview, I didn't have an issue with, where she highlighted and said, and there is a study that suggests there is an overwhelming amount of ethnic minorities now in adverts, which is not representative of the entire country. I have no issues with someone saying that. I've said this before. I wouldn't like to go to Barbados, which is predominantly majority black, and see a white person in every advert. Not because...
But maybe it's easier for you to say that than for Miss Pochin to say it, because she's white.
Where I take a huge issue is her delivery at the start of the conversation.
Yeah.
She says it drives her mad to see lots of black people and lots of Asian people.
Full of, actually, was the turn of phrase.
And my thing is, even if I do question, so a white face is never going to drive me mad. So why is a black face and an Asian face drive it? Someone with my skin complexion, because I happen to have a bit more melanin, is driving you crazy.
She was responding to a call, so there is that, where somebody was suggesting this, and she said, yes, you're right, it drives me mad. But I'm not defending, I'm just saying that's the context. What do you think?
I was at an actors club my husband is chair of, and I was talking to my friend Jo, who is of Jamaican descent, and she was saying that when she sees an advert that has a representation of people of colour in it, she actually feels she can. I think there was a phrase she used. She could sniff the white, I think she said. Like in the production crew behind having a conversation, we must have this, and she almost felt like it's
a bit plastic.
It's a bit plastic and tokenistic. But then I think as a gay guy, Jeremy, when I see a gay couple in an advert, I know I'm being overrepresented. I don't represent a massive percentage, but it's nice for me. It makes me feel like I'm seen. It makes me feel like I am being presented. And maybe there are people at home going, oh, well, that couple look quite happy buying a Hoover.
I suppose it's kind of an urban thing, probably, where you're seeing urban levels of ethnic minority people in adverts, which are not represented in rural parts of Britain, let's say. So let's just look. Wes Streeting went crazy about this, spoke out, criticised Pochin, calling her language racist. Let's have a listen.
I think what she said was a disgrace. I think it was racist, and the deafening silence from her party leader says it all. Reform is a party who think that our flag only belongs to some of us who look like me, not all of us who have built this country, built its success. And let's not forget, when we remember the service and the sacrifice with this poppy, that the people who bled and died for our democracy and our freedom weren't just my grandfather and my great-grandfather who looked like me and worshipped the same God as me. It was people from right across what was then the Empire, now the Commonwealth.
Pochin apologised, which surprised me, actually, saying that her remarks were phrased poorly, and she said many adverts were unrepresentative of British society. So she stuck on that point. And I'm listening to the argument here, leaving aside the apology, and I just think, in a strange way, will it actually damage reform?
The thing, it's difficult because I've not hidden the fact that if there was a general election tomorrow, I'd probably vote for reform based on some of their fiscal things. And, generally speaking, I do think that they're refreshing, and I'm tired of the two-party system. However, when things like this happen and there is radio silence on things like this, reason why Zia Youssef actually left first, it does make it difficult for someone who looks like me to still say I would vote for them. Because
I wondered if, sorry to interrupt, but I wondered if he might have left first because of the row that happened when she made asked a question about should we make the burqa illegal, and it sort of came out of nowhere, and he didn't like the fact that she she'd suddenly jumped in with that.
Yeah, and Nigel Farage has said in an interview, which many Reform voters or followers didn't like, he said, we would be foolish to ignore, the Muslim vote. Many people in this country being born now, 38% are to ethnic minority people. So if they want to be seen as a serious party, they have to really nip it in the bud, the delivery of certain language that they use. Okay.